Fantastic.
Hey, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to day 31 of the Bounce Beyond Limit series. It's our final and most explosive day yet. So over the past 30 days, we've walked through, different stories of transformation, financial freedom, and, purpose-driven breakthroughs. And today we are ending with a story that would shake the limits of your mind. And so joining us all the way from South Africa is a woman I admire so much. Our story screams comeback, courage, and clarity. She went from rock bottom to earning over 4 million rands in less than 2 years. And she did this using a unique digital blueprint that's been changing, various people's lives across the globe. For me, she's a proof that you don't need a big following, you don't need fancy tech or perfect timing. You just need a decision, a system and the willingness to bounce beyond your limits. So it's my absolute honor to introduce the powerful, trailblazing, and inspiring Cristelle Stoop, all the way from South Africa, live in the spotlight. So, Cristelle, welcome, and thank you so much for showing so many of us what is truly possible.
Good evening. Hi. It's evening in South Africa, so good evening from where I am. But hi, good afternoon from wherever you are. Good morning. Hi. Thank you so very much for this honor and this opportunity that I have to chat to you. Thank you so very much for having me.
Oh no, we are so excited. We are so happy to have you on board. I know that your schedule is usually very busy, and also because of the time difference, I know that it's been quite a bit of a challenge trying to get you to come on the spotlight session. But I'm glad you made it on day 31st, which is the final day for the Bounce Beyond Limit series. So, Cristelle, it's an honor to have you on, live with me today. And I have a few questions because I want you to be able to share your story of transformation with the audience. I want a lot of women like you and I to see the possibilities in earning recurring income from a simple opportunity that has changed so many people's lives. So I guess my very first question for you today will be, can you tell us what your life was like before this business? What was your life like?
To look back at where I used to be and to see where I'm now, it's like two different worlds. It's like literally, you actually can't even compare the two. That is how vastly different the two are. My previous life, prior to joining the Legacy Builder program and prior to doing this opportunity, was one of struggle. I had not, I've owned my own businesses. One was a real estate agency, and the other one was a restaurant that I co-owned with a partner. Lost that due to load shedding and due to COVID. Then the bank repossessed my car. I had gone from then started looking for opportunities to work online, and I was working for 2 foreign companies for just over a year, and within a period of 2 weeks lost both those jobs. So I had been that mom that was really successful, being a real estate agent, having my own real estate agency, to like losing everything, to where at the age of 46 I was sitting on my couch crying my eyes out because I had just lost both my online jobs that I was working for, and I couldn't even afford a loaf of bread. At the age of 46 I had to ask my mother, who was a single household income, to assist me with groceries for my family. My father was sickly; he had a brain tumor, and even with that, my mom was able to assist my family in just buying the bare necessities. So I had come from having my dream life to losing everything, to where I found the Legacy Builder program.
Wow. That is amazing. Well, this story is very, very touching. I'm just trying to imagine not being able to afford a loaf of bread to becoming a millionaire in South Africa. So you know what this tells me? It tells me that everything, like when people dream, they can actually achieve their desires. Like nothing is impossible. And this is just, it was going to bring me to my second question, saying that what was the breaking point that made you seek something different? But you already answered that question. Because if somebody finds it hard to even afford a loaf of bread, that alone is a breaking point. So I know that you may have heard of so many other opportunities while trying to seek income online. But then what motivated you to take a chance on earning digital income when everything felt uncertain? Like what made you, just take a chance on this opportunity?
So you are so right in saying that I have tried everything online. I have done the return on investments. I have sold clothing online. I've sold, I was involved with network marketing where I sold weight loss products. I have invested in diamonds. There was a diamond scheme that was going around. I've owned my own businesses. I've worked for overseas companies. I've literally tried everything. But I always knew deep down in my soul that there was something out there that was actually worth it, that was actually making people real money. But I just never knew what it was. And then somebody told me about digital marketing, and I was incredibly skeptical because I had lost a lot of money online. When we lost our restaurants, we were supposed to take the money that we got from selling our assets and pay that to an attorney because we still owed them money. And I decided to put that money into an investment opportunity and lost all our money with it. I put the money in on Sunday, Tuesday, the platform closed down and we lost 240,000 Rand.
Oh my.
240,000 Rand we couldn't afford to lose. We lost. But I was searching for something and I knew something. There had to be a decent opportunity where people can actually make really good money. And I came across digital marketing. I came across the Legacy Builder program and I was skeptical. I was very skeptical also because I didn't have the money. I tried to sell stuff in my house, couldn't sell stuff in my house. And then I prayed about this and God gave me 4 confirmations in a period of 24 hours that the Legacy Builder program is what I was looking for. He gave me the word blueprint 4 times in 24 hours.
Wow.
And I knew this was for me.
Oh my goodness.
And then the one evening, my mom and I was chatting like late. It was the 23rd of October, late the evening. We were chatting, and I'm like, Mom, I knew this is it. I knew this is what I was looking for. And she's like, okay, I trust you. I trust your judgment. There's my credit card. Go and purchase the program for you.
Wow. So your mom actually helped you do that.
My mom purchased my program for me.
One of the things that is exciting is the fact that you have somebody who still believes in you, regardless of the failures that you had experienced before. Because some people will say, well, you tried different things, it didn't work out, so why should I take a chance on you for this one, right? So I believe that, I think I heard of a story where you bought your mom a car.
Of course. Yes, I did. So exactly that. So my mom believed in me when no one else did. My mom was the one that helped me. And she blessed me with probably the best gift that anyone can give you. She trusted me, and she basically, because of her, I am where I am today. She's just because of just the person she's raised in me, but also just backing me when I needed that. And then, yes, my mom has been driving a Hyundai Accent for the last 15 years. But she was going through a bit of a financially difficult stage. Like I said, my dad had a brain tumor, quite sickly. And she thought I was going to take her car in for a car service. And my son drove in with the car. And she's like, what is this? I'm like, your birthday present. So I purchased my mom a Kia Sportage for her birthday.
That is amazing. And I want to say thank you for being a responsible daughter, because the truth is that not everybody is grateful. You're responsible, and that's a great thing, right? Because some people don't remember who helped them get to the top.
Yes.
So I'm kind of happy that, first of all, there are 2 things I'm seeing here that is very inspiring. Number one, you trusted God, and God actually showed you the sign that it was time for you to get into this opportunity. And you said you heard the word blueprint a few times. And guess what? We have a blueprint. Because now I want you to tell the audience, what is this blueprint about? Because we've been hearing blueprint, blueprint, blueprint. What exactly is this blueprint? Talk to us about it.
This blueprint is a step by step, daily hand holding program that's teaching you, a normal beginner, a normal newbie that has never ever done this program in their life, teaching them how to make money from their phone with
Yeah.
no experience, no background, no fancy website, no following, no nothing. I mean, I started off knowing absolutely nothing. And what I know today, I learned through this program.
Wow. Wow. You know, when I see you on TikTok, I'm like, you know what? Crystal is ever glowing. There is no moment of boredom. She's always happy. She's always smiling. And you know, some people actually think that they want to make money, but they are afraid. They have their doubts or their fears. So I wanted to ask you, what do you have to say to those who want to take this step of faith, but they are doubtful? What do you want to say to them?
One of the things that carries me through when I even have my moments of doubt is that I am in service of. I am there to help that mommy that doesn't know how she is going to pay the rent at the end of the month. That person that doesn't know how they're going to buy their groceries. I am that person that I needed when I was in a dark place. I am the mother that my mom has been to
Mhm.
me. That is what carries me through, is that I realize that I am giving people hope through my message, and that it's not about me. It is about that person whose life I am supposed to impact, that person who is meant to find me. That
Wow.
is why I'm doing this.
Yes. And you know, I think that one of the things for me at the beginning, it was about doubting myself if I could really do this or not. But what has
Mhm.
encouraged me, seeing people like you stay consistent to the system, because the consistency is what actually gives you the currency. So
Yes.
I see that every day you are up there doing your thing. You are not distracted by anything or naysayers. You're just doing your thing. And then can you tell us how, because you've earned over 4 million rand. So can you tell us how you got there? You know, from when to when? How long did it take you to get that?
I earned 3 million rand as a South African in 10 months.
Wow. In 10 months. Oh my God. That's
In
actually
10
amazing.
months, from someone that couldn't afford a loaf of bread to 3 million in 10 months.
Wow.
I believe with my whole heart, it's because exactly that. I had laser focus on this program, laser focus on my God, because He said to me, this program is for me. And I just absolutely, with my whole heart, trusted in this. There's a beautiful story. I did an interview on a lady named Marsha Thomas. She's from Jamaica. And she also heard about this program, had every excuse under the book. Then her excuses were addressed. And one Sunday morning, Marsha was busy making her bed and she just heard a voice saying, Marsha, purchase the program.
Wow.
She dropped everything right there. She purchased her program. Marsha made 8 million Jamaican dollars in her first year because she was obedient, because she took action, because action takers are the money makers.
Absolutely. Yeah. I believe that. And you know, the funny part is how people think these things are not possible. This is you. You're
Yes.
speaking, this is you talking to everybody about your experience. People think, oh, how is it possible? And then, you know, it's even more challenging when you're a single mom. You know that, right? It is more challenging for single moms to go through this, you know, the challenging phase of taking care of their kids by themselves and also having to juggle earning income and, you know, building a legacy. And I know that recently you shared about being able to send your son abroad. So can you tell
Yes.
us about that? Yes.
Yes, so I am that single mom. I've got two children. My son is 20, and I've got a beautiful little girl that's 4 years old. 16 years difference between the two. God blessed me with the most beautiful little girl at 43 years old. And all I wanted to be was that be that stay-at-home mommy. And I mean, I think that's also why I pushed so hard to make this work so that I can give my children that life. But it was heartbreaking for my son specifically the last 5 years with me, because he saw me from being the successful mom to being that mom that, like I said, couldn't afford a loaf of bread, that couldn't buy him shoes, that couldn't get him his medication, that had to say no, that every time that I got involved with some or other scheme was like, oh, we are now going to be able to pay for his study so that he can go and study and he can have his life. And every time it would crash and it would fall, and I would have to see the disappointment in his eyes, and he would withdraw from me more and more and more, so much so that he barely came out of his room even when it was dinner time. And I lost the relationship with my son.
Wow.
Then I joined the Legacy Builder program. That was in October. Started making sales in November, 1 month in. And by December, I was able to purchase a laptop for him for Christmas. Shortly after that, I could purchase his study program for him because he's studying IT. I was able to purchase that for him. Then I can get him onto Ritalin because he is on the spectrum. He's ADHD, dyslexic, and high functioning autistic. Then I could get him his glasses. And then I was like, dude, what is your dream? What is it you wanted to do? And he's like, you wanted to go overseas. So I could pay for 6 months, fully paid for, all expenses paid, holiday, to go overseas, to go and grow up, to go and see what it is that he wants to do with his life, to see what it is that he wants to do. And I could pay for that. He came back end of March, and now in November this year, he's going to start when he finishes exams. He's going to work on one of the luxury cruise liners. So that is his next step, and I can give my son his dreams. I can retire my mom at the end of November.
You've done so much, Cristelle, and this is very inspiring. So, seeing all that you've been able to achieve, has your relationship with money changed since you hit this level of making millions? Tell me, what does it look like being a millionaire now?
I have decided to always stay humble. I'm humble because I know that at any point, God can take this away from me as well. The gift that He's given me, He can take away from me if I don't stay humble and don't stay in service of.
Mhm.
So I try and help as many people as I can. I've got my own community. I do one-on-one coaching. I do coaching. I help. I've got my own tech support. So I do a lot to help people and set them up and be that guide. Most people have my phone number, so they can reach out to me and ask me a question if they need any advice. So I really do go out of my way to help and be of service to people so that they can also have the success. Again, to be the mom that my mom has been to me.
Yes. And I really agree with that, because in the first place, I did not sign up directly with you. And I realized that when I ask you questions, you answer. And this is why we are here today, because you could have said no. You could have said, well, I don't know you. You're not on my group. So why should I join? Why should I even, be on your life? But then that is part of what stewardship, that is part of being humble. That is part of service to humanity. And you know what? I just want to say it out there that I really appreciate your guidance, because it has helped me a lot. It has really helped me to stay successful and even motivated. I'm so thankful for that. And so what advice would you give to somebody who is scared to do this? What is that advice?
Pray about it. Pray about it. That is my advice. Pray about it, because there's a million opportunities out there. Not everything is for everyone. Let's be honest. Otherwise,
Yes.
everyone would be real estate agents or hairdressers or truck drivers, and that's not what it's meant to be. We all have different dreams. My suggestion would be, if something is meant for you, God will open the doors for you. So go and pray about that. And if you ask God for a sign and He gives you that sign, then do it. But then if you do it 1,000,000%, because then you've got His blessing over your business, and you show up with everything in you.
I like the fact that you said not everything is for everyone, because a lot of people reach out to me on a daily basis wanting to do this or other opportunities that I promote. And then I still let them know that this is not for everybody, because there are certain
Mm.
things that you have to be willing to do. Now, let's talk about the Legacy Builders program itself. So, there are people who want to do this. And they're like, well, do I have to do videos? Do I have to do all of this? So I wanted to talk a bit about that. What what is your daily routine like? What are the things that you do consistently that has helped you stay successful? Because people are happy seeing a millionaire, but the question is, are they willing to do what this millionaire has done to get here? So can you just share what your daily routine is like, and like the things you've been doing consistently to stay successful?
So a couple of things are not negotiables. That is creating content. I do create my 3 pieces of content every single day. Doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter whether I'm going on a holiday or whether I am going away for a weekend. I create my 3 pieces of content a day, but I've also learned how to work smart. So I would, if I've got an event going on, I would pre-create my content and pre-schedule my content so that my content still goes out. That's not negotiable. I do go live 5 days a week. I don't go live on a Saturday and Sunday at the moment, although I am looking at changing that. But my 3 pieces of content every single day is a not negotiable. What I also do is I would take my 3 pieces of content that I create for TikTok, because TikTok is my passion. I absolutely love TikTok. So I would create my 3 pieces of content for TikTok, share that over to my Instagram, my Instagram stories, my Facebook reels, my Facebook stories, my WhatsApp status, and my email list. So with one social media post, I cover 5 social media platforms. So I've learned how to work smart. I mean, if there's people that can work a 9 to 5 for somebody else to make someone else rich and make them have the perfect holiday at the end of the year while you get to sit at home, why not work 2 hours a day for yourself?
Yes. And I think it comes also with mastering the 2 hours. Some people are still wondering, how do I get all my income and activities done in 2 hours? But then you talked about working smart. You talked about
Mhm.
being able to repurpose your content. So now when it
Yeah.
comes to the 3 pieces of content, how short are they? Are they like 5-second reels, or is it 30 seconds video? Can you just explain that?
So when you've done this long enough, you get to master your story. Your story is one of the most important things. But my content generally takes me a minute to create, depending on how it is. If my content is seamless, if I can talk for a minute straight without pauses, it will take me probably about 5 minutes to edit. And then I do engagement as well. So it will take me 20 minutes to post a video. Post a video, edit it, engagement, done. 20 minutes, 3 times a day. That's it. So you learn, you just learn it. Look, at the end of the day, this is your business. Every lesson, every live training, everything that I learn is mine. It's mine. No one can take this away from me. So every Sunday evening, I would go, because I'm involved with different communities. I would go and pre-schedule my trainings. My live trainings is a not negotiable. That is my investment in me. I have not left any training where I didn't learn something from someone, whoever the speaker was, that enriched me. And I mean, that is the beauty of this. We've got 6 and 7 figure earners that at least twice a week is there to serve you and teach you.
Yeah, I see that. There's a lot of value in the Legacy Builders program.
Yeah.
So much value, mentorship, those masterminds, the daily tips. I tell people that it is not a get rich quick scheme, but then you need to put in the work. Because, like you said, at the beginning, it probably took you longer to schedule your post, to do all the editing. But then as you post and as you do this, you get better at it. I think it's really amazing. But then there are people who want to do this. But I realize that, for example, I live in North America, and I find that there are people who want to do this. They desperately need this change. But then they have workplace conflicts that would deter them from showing their faces. So what do you have to say regarding faceless marketing? Is it still something that is useful? Should people still do that? Would they get the same results? What do you have to say?
I think faceless is absolutely powerful. Faceless works. I mean, I have very often I listen to Tony Robbins, and very often Tony Robbins would have a photo of him and he would be talking in the background.
Mhm.
I still listen to Tony Robbins. I listen to Abraham Hicks the same way. Abraham Hicks actually more lately, she's got animated videos that she do. There is a way of doing faceless. I mean, how often have you listened to a motivational speaker where there's just script on the screen? Faceless works, but faceless done correctly works. It's like with anything in life. It's Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube is different in personalities and ways of posting as you and I are in personalities. It's what you concentrate on, you get good at. But if you fall around a little bit here and you fall a little bit there, it is going to be confusing. So focus on one thing and become a master of that. But it's like with anything, with any new job, with anything that you're going to start, the first little bit is going to be a little bit shaky until you find your groove, until you find your confidence.
Yeah, this is right. I like the fact that you said focus on one thing, get good at it. But then people want to do so many things. So one thing you said that was also valuable was you've been able to focus more on TikTok, but then repurposing your content from TikTok to other platforms. Because many people come up with the question that, okay, where do I start from? What social media platform works for me? So let's talk a bit about TikTok and how it has helped you grow. Because I remember, like, there was even a time you had, I think, issues with your account, but you grew another account. Like you've had your challenges, but then you've been able to bounce back from that. So tell us about TikTok. How is that different? And do you think that it is probably maybe one of the best platforms for launching this kind of opportunity?
To be honest with you, I have made 95% of my money on TikTok.
You see that?
TikTok is fantastic. So Facebook would work on people that you know. So Facebook is a little bit more dramatic. Instagram is also good, but for organic growth, TikTok is insanely amazing. Now, you must understand, I have done, in the time that I've been doing this program, probably over 850 sales.
Wow.
I would say 800 of those came from TikTok.
This is amazing.
And
wow.
And now you must also take into consideration of the 850 sales that I've done, I probably know 15 people.
Meaning that they are not your friends and family. This is just organic.
Many of that is not friends and family that actually even knows me, because people have this fear about, oh, but I live in a little town, or I'm in South Africa, or wherever the case might be. You can sell to anyone in the whole world.
Yes. That is absolutely great. And I see that you go on TikTok, you go live on TikTok at a certain time. So what time do you go live on TikTok? And is that the same time you go on every day?
So I did for a very, very, very long, for a year and a half. I had gone live on TikTok at 12 o'clock. I am trying other time zones as well. But I think at the moment I'm going to stick to 4 o'clock South African time, just with my little girl. Because again, why am I doing this? To be an involved parent. My little girl comes first. So I'm most probably going to move it till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where I can also just reach more people. Because 12 o'clock, most people are still at work. So that's possibly what I am going to be doing, is just move it from 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Again, it's about consistency and consistently showing up every single day.
So when you go live on TikTok, do you, like, for someone who is starting newly, so is there a certain number of minutes, that you expect that it should be on TikTok? Is it 10 minutes, 20, 30, 1 hour? Because there are people who have never done this before, and they're like, well, I don't even know what to say. So my question is that, what is the duration of time that you would recommend for somebody who is going on TikTok and wants to keep doing that?
So with regards to going live on TikTok, there's some fantastic strategies that you can follow with this. So you can, for instance, have a partner that you go live with, similar to what we are doing now, just to break the ice and just to get used to that. But don't do it long term, because at the end of the day, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So you want people to get to know, like, and trust you. But I mean, you can start off with 15 minutes and then move up to half an hour, and you move up as you feel comfortable. There is no right or wrong. The longer you go live, the more consistent you go live, and the more TikTok will push you out as well. So there is a method to the madness. But I mean, if you are just a newbie starting out, do what you feel comfortable with. Have a couple. What you can also do is you can have notes written down for you that you can have literally next to your phone, where you can just glance, and it's a couple of keywords that just remind you what you want to talk about. Mine is on my board there, so if there's anything that I need to remember, I can just quickly glance, and I've got the next idea, or I've got whatever I want to talk about. So.
Wow.
There's very many ways of doing this, but this is also where attending your live trainings comes into, because the more you listen, the more you know. The more you know, the more confident you are. The more stories you have, the more success stories you have to talk about. So it's all a big circle, where the more you invest in yourself, the more confident you're going to be.
Yes, I think personal development is very important, because, and I think that should actually be part of the 2-hour workday. Because,
Yes.
yes, I tell people that at the beginning, they should actually think about 2 to 3 hours, like,
Yes.
one full hour for personal development, because you're going to have to learn through the modules. You're going to have to do personal development, because the funny part is how people actually work for sometimes 8 to 12 hours a day, and they still don't even earn enough for them to save. You know what I mean? And then we ask him, come and learn a new skill. And they're like, well, how soon will I start making money? So now I want you to talk about the Ponzi scheme mentality, and how this is not about Ponzi scheme. This is about you developing yourself to be part of an industry that has great potential. So can you tell us about the potentials in the digital product industry?
The sky is the absolute limit what you can earn with this. It's absolutely insane. I mean, just to put this in perspective, I paid $970 for my program. I made $230,000.
My God. Just one-time payment. That is one thing people need to hear.
One-time payment. One-time payment. In my bank account. I get paid in my bank account. As a South African, I get paid in dollars. As a South African, I paid 18,500 Rand for a program that I have earned over 4 million Rand with this. Where in your life can you get something equal to this?
No job is going to do that for you.
No job is going to do this. I mean, how many hours do you need to work in your job to earn $100,000 or to earn 1 million Rand, whatever your currency is? How many hours do you need to work? I owned a real estate agency. I had 10 agents working for me, and never in my wildest dreams did I earn this.
Wow. This is amazing. And, I just think that the industry is great. For me, I see it as the digital gold, and even though it looks like a lot of people still don't know about the potentials, I think we are right. They're doing the right thing at the right time. And so people think, well, it may just be too late for me to get on board. What do you have to say to people that think it's too late for them to get on board?
Oh, no, never, ever, ever. I mean, if you take into consideration that we are 53,000 people around the world, okay? We actually have a map inside of our community where you can see where people are located from in the world, which is beautiful. But I mean, we are 53,000 people around the world. For you to get market saturation, you need to have 70% of the market need to do the same thing. Taking into consideration, we are 5 billion people around the world.
Mhm.
5 billion people. We haven't even scratched the surface. We haven't even scratched 1% of the market.
Hmm. Mhm.
And like, look at phones today. You get an upgrade at this stage probably about once a week, once every 2 weeks. I get an upgrade on my phone and an upgrade on my software system. Our program was upgraded about 2 months ago.
Yeah, about two.
These
Yeah.
constant upgrades. That's the beauty of this. It is a real lifetime, a real life program that is moving as social media is moving, and it is for life.
Yeah.
So as social media evolves, this evolves. So you are always going to be ahead of the pack. You're always going to be ahead of what's going on out there. I mean, getting training every single day by a dollar millionaire that has her own coach that's teaching her. We get the benefit of that.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
to have a dollar millionaire that invests her skills and the knowledge into me and to my business every single day. That is why we have the success that we have, because success leaves clues.
Absolutely. Hmm. Yeah. It's not just about talking. We have somebody who is not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk, because you realize that she does not even run ads to promote this, right? Because a lot of
Yes.
people say, well, do I have to run ads? Because there are so many opportunities out there, affiliate marketing opportunities, that they expect that you run ads. But then people have challenges with the ad budget. They don't have the money. So tell me, did you make 250,000 running ads at all?
I've never run a single ad.
You see what I mean? Not even a single one. And that's what I tell people. They think that you, with $900, then you paid for your domain, your professional email, and then your website fee, pretty much less than 1,000. Let's say, let's just round it up to like 1,000 in that sense. That has earned you over $250,000 without a single ad budget. So it's a lot
Pure profit in
pure
my
profit.
pocket.
So this is absolute gold from what I see here. And then what you have done for the past almost, let's say, how many months have you been in now? Maybe how many
A
months?
year and a half, 18 months.
18 months. Do you know how many people work in Canada, in the US, who've been living there for years, who don't even make $200,000 in 2 years? And they work so hard. They are living in debt. They have mortgages to pay. Their lives are miserable. And then what even bothers me more is the layoffs. So many companies are laying off people without notice. And I'm talking about people who are great workers, good
Yes.
workers, people who over deliver at their jobs. And then they get to work the following day and they're let go, just like that.
Yes.
And then because they are overthinking an opportunity like this, they think it's really hard. But then I want you to break down what you think somebody who is coming on board newly needs to get done within the first 1 week to get set up. What do they need to do within the first 7 days?
Be totally coachable. Totally coachable. We all have experiences in life. Whatever you have done in your life, put that in a little box, put that aside, and become totally coachable. If Michelle tells you to jump and do a cartwheel, you jump and you do a cartwheel. Not that
Yes.
bad, but you need to become totally coachable and do whatever has been told to you. The other thing is, it's like you said earlier, they should maybe probably look at about 2-3 hours a day. The complication with this is, and this kind of comes with a little bit of a warning sign, is that it is completely addictive. This
Yeah,
program is totally addictive.
I agree.
You're going to want to, the amount of people that come back to me like, Cristelle, I don't know how I'm supposed to go to bed now. I don't know how I'm supposed to sleep. I don't know how I'm supposed to put this down. I literally can't put this program down.
Yeah. Because you get so much value. That's the truth. It is addictive.
Exactly.
It is addictive, yes. And what makes me happy is the fact that the skills I'm learning here are transferable even in other things that I do. Think about how she even taught about how to 10x your productivity with ChatGPT. That alone is mind blowing, and I use it for pretty much almost everything I do, including Bible study. You'll be
Yes.
surprised, including Bible study, because I'm like, okay, I need to create like my daily devotional for the month. And so I'm giving ChatGPT prompts, to kind of help me, determine what I want to study for the entire month of June. That is how great it is, even with the trainings that we are getting on that platform. It helps with your personal development. And also, I believe in, like, there's a lot about branding. People want to do business, but they don't brand themselves properly. But we get to learn that on the platform. And I'll say that this is extremely, like, it's mind blowing. And then when it comes to tools that you use daily to grow your business, can you share with us some of the tools that you use in terms of, I know that we have social media platforms, but are there certain tools that people can still get for free? Because people are asking me, do I have to pay for something like on a monthly? Are there any monthly fees? What tools do you use?
So the tools that I use is, of course, I would use TikTok, which is for free. System.io I use on a daily basis for my emails and for just managing my business and my website. That is for free. I use CapCut. If my TikTok is not as a backup, but I don't use it often. And then lastly, I use ChatGPT, which is also for free. So I don't do any marketing. I don't do any payments for anything. No.
So you don't even have recurring costs for
I
your
don't
business?
have recurring cost for this business.
Cristelle, you are amazing, because you don't have recurring costs, but all you're getting is recurring income. Is that not beautiful? Do you see the difference between the traditional model of business and this one? Can you see this? I see that we have quite a number of people who want to do businesses, and they still think that until they have a physical location, that business is not legit. But then here you are providing value. So people need to understand what we are selling. Can you tell them what it is that we are promoting? Because they think we don't understand this digital product thing. Can you explain to them what are we promoting?
We are promoting an e-learning program. So to put this into perspective, my son is 20 years old and he is currently studying computer science, IT. He is studying that through a company called Udemy. Now, Udemy does online teaching, but there's literally just a pre-recorded video that he needs to parrot learn. He doesn't have a community. Now, you can, through a company called Udemy, study anything, whether it is being a nail technician, whether it is a digital marketer, whether it is a real estate agent. You can literally study anything through them from the comfort of your home. And then you are then qualified to be in that industry. Now, that is exactly what we do, is we learn online through e-learning how to become a digital marketer. Now, the only difference between us and the company that my son's with, or the training that my son's doing, is that we've got master resell rights on the program that is teaching you skills. So instead of, after a year doing your degree in digital marketing at a university, you do it through us, and immediately when you start, you've got an income stream that can start generating you an income. So the course that you learn, the program that you learn, is the program that you get to resell on. You resell the program that's taught you skills.
Yeah, and that is giving value, right? Because you are providing education, providing value, providing even personal development, providing branding services. There's a lot that we can actually say that we're getting on the platform. People just say, are you just selling a course? It's much more than a course. You are actually providing hope to people. And that's why I like
You
it when
provide hope.
Yes, you're a hope dealer.
Fantastic, it is. And let's say, and I love what you also mentioned earlier, is that the skills are transferable. So I've got a lady inside of my community, Janine. She's been doing digital marketing, but her passion is math. She's a high school math teacher. Janine has taken her knowledge that she's learned through this program She's created her own community and she's teaching high school students math online.
Wow.
So she didn't have to go and open a new company or do anything else. She like literally took the knowledge that she's learned through this program, through digital marketing, and she's applying that to her passion. And she's impacting children's lives. So instead of having one child that she learns at a time, or that she needs to travel to, she can now teach lots of kids online through her school program. And she impacts so many more children, and they get to do this in their own time. So how do we learn best? By repetition. So they can go and listen to her lesson, pause it, implement it, pause, play, implement.
Yeah, and that's great. I like the fact that with the Legacy Builders program itself, we get to learn how to build our own community. And I see you have your community, right? I see you doing awesome things in the community, and the community is growing daily. So can you let people understand that there are so many, like, besides being able to resell this e-learning platform or program, they have the ability to follow their passion. Because I'll tell you something, I've been in programs in the past where the moment you want to do your thing, like build your own community, following your passion, they see you as like somebody competing with them, and they don't want you to do that. But then the interesting thing about Michelle and the program that we run is the fact that she actually encourages you to follow your passion. She encourages you to build your community. So can you let the audience know how it has been building your community and how you've been impacting lives with that?
Oh my word, it has been the best decision I have ever taken, because now I get to impact so many more people's lives. I mean, how often have you found that little inspirational post and you want to share it with someone and you want to impact people's lives? Now I get to impact so many more people's lives. I also, for instance, I do training in the Community Builders program, where we get taught how to build your community. And I mean, there's a lady in there that has that's got beautician as a background. So she teaches people how to match their clothing with their makeup and their hairstyles and their hair colors and just the different palettes that goes with it. So you can take any skill that you have and utilize this on this. The sky's the limit. Social media is the future, and digital marketing is one of the top 3 paying industries in the world. I mean, this is where the world is at.
That's it. Yes, and you're absolutely right. I see people join different prayer platforms very early in the mornings. I'm African, originally from Nigeria, but I live in North America now. And then they forget that it is one thing to actually pray, it's another thing to walk in faith, because it's possible for you to pray, God, give me an opportunity, bless me, and all of that. But then God also expects that even when you're done with the prayer platforms, you're done with praying, you're done with studying the word, you still need to implement. And I think there is something that probably hinders them. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt, or maybe past failures. So I want you to talk about how you did not let your past failure stop you from dreaming again. So can you encourage people, let them know that, listen, it's okay to fail, but then that's not the end of the world, right? So go ahead and say something about that.
There is no failure. There is lessons. Everything that you go through is a lesson. Everything that you go through in life is neutral. It's your reaction to it that's going to determine whether it is positive or negative. So if you take everything as a lesson, then it is going to be beneficial. If you can understand that everything is happening for you, not to you.
Yes.
When you can accept that, you know what? I've prayed to God and I've asked God to bless my business. And if there is a hurdle that's in my business, then it's God that's redirecting my steps.
Absolutely.
Then I need to realize that. And if you can, I mean, yes, there has been, and I'm not even going to deny this, there has been difficult times in my business. I've had issues with my TikTok account. I've had haters. I've had negativity. I've kept my blinkers on. stay focused, and look at where I am today. I mean, the amount of people that absolutely love working with me because I'm approachable, because I really care, because I've been there. I know your struggle. I
Yes,
can
you are.
guide you. I can help you. So
I can say that you are approachable because there's never been a time I would send you a message, even if you don't reply right away because of the time difference, you respond in a very personable manner. And I think that is a good skill to have. If you are not approachable and you want to do this kind of business, it's going to be tough because
yes,
if you're somebody who you're probably like irritable or you're not just there to provide value. Because I've seen programs where the so-called coach is so much interested in you before you pay. And the moment you pay, they're gone. Like I don't know if you've ever experienced, I've experienced that before. Like you pay and then they're gone. And this is what we don't practice in the Legacy Builders program because the founder of the program is personable and she genuinely cares. Otherwise, why would you think she would continue to provide value daily? And we're not paying extra. We only paid once to get into the program, but she keeps providing value on a day-to-day basis. And I think this is absolutely mind-blowing because some people ask me, Funky, what? I don't even know what to post on a daily basis. So can you tell them about the content calendar? We just got one just a few days ago on the platform where she shared like the 30-day content strategy. So can you let people know that they don't have to struggle to post content, whether faceless or even face forward?
it's besides just the content calendar, we get training every single day. We are currently busy with the 90-day sprint where Michelle gives you training every single day. It's a short video between 2 and 10 minutes long every single day where she tells you, do this, go there, create this kind of content. So you get training bite size every single day that tells you exactly what to create.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to think about this. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to. You don't have to try and recreate the wheel. Like I said, if you are coachable, this is for you.
This is for you. That is it. And I think that brings me to the question I was going to ask about what separates the people who win in this business from those who give up too soon? Because I've had people, who would sign up and say, oh, yeah, I want to do this. So let's go, let's get there. But then nothing is happening for them. So there is something that separates the winners from those who feel stagnated. So what do you have to say to that?
Coachability, coachability, coachability. If you are not coachable, if you are not willing to take what you've learned and put that aside and completely take what this program is going to teach you, this is not for you. If you're going to treat this as a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you're going to sit there and trust me, I know this because I've made those mistakes. I have my little girl is 4 years old now, but when I joined this, she was 2 years old. I would have her sit on my lap with her tablet while I try and do my training, and I got nowhere. It's only when I started becoming serious and I took a pen and paper and I took notes and I actually dedicated my time to my business, focused time to my business. That is when it started changing for me. So it's coachability, consistency. I mean, look at any brand, look at any well-known brand, whatever company is there in your country, Walmart, for instance. It is plastered everywhere. People know Walmart. It's a brand. They know what they stand for. They know they know the value that they're going to get with it. It's like with anything in life. It's just going to be the same with you as well. People get to know you for the value that you bring and for showing up every single day. It's about that top of mind awareness. So it's got coachability, consistency, and create content. You need to create those 3 pieces of content every single day for TikTok. Show up. How do you know that for instance, again, let's use Walmart. How do you know Walmart's milk is on special? They advertise it.
Yeah.
How do you know that Cristelle is selling a digital program? I advertise it.
Yeah. You advertise it and you are consistent. In the good days, in the bad days, you still do your thing. And I think that brings me to another question about the imposter syndrome. So, how do you handle imposter syndrome or the pressure to always show up perfectly? People are going to tell you, "Well, my hair is not made properly. I got I got stuff on my face." I remember there was a time I used to feel so bad. I'm like, I'm going through a lot of stress. Oh, I've got acne on my face and all of that. I don't think I want to show up. So, do they have to show up perfectly? Tell them about.
No, not at all. I don't do this often, but I mean, I created a video yesterday while lying in bed in my robe.
That's it. You don't
I
have to
don't
show
do
up.
it often though, but I did, and I still make mistakes. Like even after 18 months, I made a mistake yesterday on one of my videos where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then that was after I posted. It's like, oh, well, do you know what? It's out there. It is what it is. You don't have to show up perfectly. I still, after 18 months, I still stumble over my words. And then I just cut those pieces out. Or just sometimes I actually just leave it in because it just shows that I am real, that I'm human. Imposter syndrome. How do I stay out of that? I focus on Michelle. I purchased a program to learn from a dollar millionaire.
Yeah.
So what do? I learn from a dollar millionaire. I don't go onto other people's lives. I don't go onto other people's content with the idea of, ooh, I should be like this, or ooh, I should be like that. I go for love and support because I do engagement, but I don't go trying to be someone else.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think, of course, engaging or collaborating with other community members is fine, but in terms of learning the things you need to learn, I stick with, of course, what I learned from Michelle. And of course, there are still things that I see you do that are positive things. Of course, they impact me positively, and I still use to say, "Oh, Cristelle did this, and I think it's really working." Also results speak for themselves. You've got results, so people would naturally listen to you, and you have quite a number of people in your community right now. And I know you just started a community this year, right? You're already doing extremely well, and that's really amazing. So, just before we wrap up, because it's been a pleasure talking to you for almost an hour, I just want to say that there are people who ask me this question saying, well, when do I expect to get my first $900 sale when I get started? How do you respond to such questions?
I would say to them that, kind of tying into the previous question, is you are your superpower. Your story, your authenticity is your superpower. So as long as you learn not to become an imposter, not to try and be somebody else, but actually embrace who you are. Embrace your story, embrace your mistakes, realize that you don't have to be perfect. That is when you are going to start having success. Just be real and honest and tell your story. That is when it's going to start happening for you. And the more real and raw and honest you are about you, the more success and the faster success you're going to have. But it just comes back to the 3 C's again: the consistency, coachability, and creating content. That's it. How you're going to do this. And remember that it doesn't matter what happens. You need to stay consistent, because consistency is what's going to start pushing your content out. And also realize that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not, you're not going to make money in your first week. You may. There are people that do. But realistically, give yourself at least 30 days chance. Michelle actually says 90. That's why she does 90-day sprints. Give yourself that time. Just realize that everything in life takes time. Everything. From if you're pregnant, it takes you 9 months for your baby to be born. If you want to lose abs, you don't get it like within 24 hours. Don't expect it from this. So don't have unrealistic expectations. But once this starts working for you, it's going to pay you like nothing else has ever paid you.
Yeah. Results vary. So one of the things that helped me when I got on the platform was to follow the Launch to Profit in 7-day program. Yes. And I made my first $4,000 plus at the end of I think about the 7th day. It took me 3 days. Yes, it took me 3 days to get my funnel set up myself. Because all I did was I was going through the videos one after the other, and because I was busy, I had a lot of things going on for me personally that naturally wouldn't even make me do this. I was in a legal custody battle, so many things going on with me, and plus working a very busy 9 to 5 and trying to be there for my kids. It was a lot going on for me. But I made up, when I saw your story, I saw other people's story, I'm like, oh my God, I should be able to do this. So I put in my heart and I went on Facebook. I actually made that sale on Facebook, not even on TikTok. It was later on, I think it was maybe the second week I opened a brand new TikTok and grew it from 0 followers to over 12,000, right? Like,
Wow.
yeah, so my very first week, within 7 days, and of course, people reached out to me on Facebook. Funky, what is this new thing you're doing? Like, they were surprised. Like, what is this new thing that you are actually sharing with people? So results vary. I put in my entire heart. Of course, I've had my ups and downs, with that. I've had the ups and downs in life, but when I see people like you in the community, I see your post, I'm like, Funky, get back on track. And it has helped me make a lot from this singular program. So, you know what, Cristelle, you've been awesome, and I'm so blessed to have you on my final day for the Bounce Beyond Limit series. I'll tell you one of the reasons why I decided to do this series for 30 days. And I've actually made quite a number of sales, like even this 1 month, just sharing with people the opportunities that they have to be blessed with this. After going through what life had for me at that time, I heard something tell me it's time to bounce back. And I said, well, let's do something about this. And then I came up with the Bounce Beyond Limit series. So for those watching us out there, wondering what we're talking about, well, we're actually showing you that you can be free from the hustle that breaks your bone. We want to show you that you can reclaim your peace. For me, I was looking not just for the money. Money was very important for me, but I wanted my peace. I wanted flexibility. I wanted freedom. I wanted my hope reignited, because sometimes when you go through life challenges, your confidence is broken. Sometimes it goes away. Like you feel like you're no longer confident. But listening to Michelle daily, listening to you speak on TikTok, listening to so many people doing very well, people paying off their mortgages in less than 2 years, people just doing amazing things, gave me hope. And that is the importance of a community, having a community that is thriving, because you can't do this alone. A lot of people say, well, I don't need to learn digital marketing from Michelle or anybody. I can go to Udemy, but guess what? You need a community.
Yes.
You need like-minded people. And I'm very thankful that you have a community, of which I'm proud of that, and I'm learning a lot from that as well. So I want to say thank you so much for the time you've spent with me, and I look forward to having you again on another series, this time around with 10 million rands and above. So that's a challenge for you. That's a challenge for you, Cristelle. I will be celebrating you on this platform again when you hit 10 million rands. So that's to let you know that we've got more work to do, right? We've got more work to do.
I'll love to take that challenge.
Yes, we've got more work to do, and there are so many celebrations that I hope one day we get to see. I fly down to South Africa and celebrate you for your humility, your results, your resilience, and for your personality. I just want to say, keep it up, and thank you for being there. So we're going to end this live and the Bounce Beyond Limit saying, the Bounce Beyond Limit series saying, for those who are interested, please feel free to just, send messages, reach out to me anywhere. And then I'll share with you the opportunities that we have. You're going to have people like even Cristelle on the community who are hope dealers, who are not just talking, but they are walking the walk and they have results to show. So thank you, everybody. We're going to end the live, and I'll say have a wonderful weekend wherever you are joining us from. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.